A-10 Thunderbolt II, ground attack aircraft. The attack aircraft of the USAF are designed to attack targets on the ground, and are often deployed as close air support for, and in proximity to, US ground forces. The proximity to friendly forces require precision strikes from these aircraft, that are not always possible with bomber aircraft. Their role is tactical rather than strategic, operating at the front of the battle, rather than against targets deeper in the enemy's rear. The Air Force is currently running the OAX experiment, with the intent to procure an off-the-shelf light attack aircraft. Current USAF attack aircraft are operated by Air Combat Command, Pacific Air Forces, and Air Force Special Operations Command. The Lockheed EZ-130 gunship is a heavily armed, long-endurance, ground attack variant of the C-130 Hercules transport, fixed-wing aircraft. It carries a wide array of ground attack weapons that are integrated with sophisticated sensors, navigation, and fire control systems. Unlike other modern military fixed-wing aircraft, the EZ-130 relies on visual targeting. Because its large profile and low operating altitudes of approximately 7,000 feet, 2,100 meters, make it an easy target, its close air support missions are usually flown at night. The EZ-130 has an unpressurized cabin, with the weaponry mounted to fire from the port side of the fuselage. During an attack, the gunship performs a pylon turn, flying in a large circle around the target, therefore being able to fire at it for far longer than in a conventional strafing attack. The EZ-130H Spectre was armed with two 20mm M61 Vulcan cannons, one L60 Bofors 40mm cannon, and one 105mm M102 howitzer. After 1994, the 20mm cannons were removed. The upgraded EZ-130U Spooky has a single 25mm GAU-12 equalizer cannon in place of the Spectre's two 20mm cannons, an improved fire control system, and increased ammunition capacity. The new EZ-130J was based on the MC-130J Commando 2nd Special Operations tanker. The EZ-130W Stinger 2nd is a modified C-130H with upgrades including a precision strike package. The Rockwell B-1 Lancer is a supersonic variable sweep wing, heavy bomber used by the United States Air Force. It is commonly called the Bone from B-1. It is one of 3 strategic bombers in the US Air Force fleet as of 2018, the other 2 being the B-2 Spirit and the B-52 Stratofortress. The B-1 was first envisioned in the 1960s as a platform that would combine the Mach 2 speed of the B-58 Hustler with the range and payload of the B-52, and was meant to ultimately replace both bombers. After a long series of studies, Rockwell International, now part of Boeing, won the design contest for what emerged as the B-1A. This version had a top speed of Mach 2.2 at high altitude and the capability of flying for long distances at Mach 0.85 at very low altitudes. The combination of the high cost of the aircraft, the introduction of the AGM-86 cruise missile that flew the same basic profile, and early work on the stealth bomber all significantly affected the need for the B-1. This led to the program being cancelled in 1977, after the B-1A prototypes had been built. The Northrop, later Northrop Grumman, B-2 Spirit, also known as a stealth bomber, is an American heavy strategic bomber, featuring low observable stealth technology designed for penetrating dense anti-aircraft defenses. It is a flying wing design with a crew of 2. The bomber can deploy both conventional and thermonuclear weapons, such as up to 8,500 pound plus 230 kilograms, Mk-82 JDAM Global Positioning System guided bombs, or 16 2,400 pound, 1,100 kilograms, B-83 nuclear bombs. The B-2 is the only acknowledged aircraft that can carry large air-to-surface standoff weapons in a stealth configuration. The B-2 is capable of all-altitude attack missions up to 50,000 feet, with a range of more than 6,000 nautical miles on internal fuel, and over 10,000 nautical miles with 1-min refueling. It entered service in 1997 as the second aircraft designed to have advanced stealth technology after the Lockheed F-117 Nighthawk attack aircraft. Though designed originally as primarily a nuclear bomber, the B-2 was first used in combat dropping conventional non-nuclear ordnance in the Kosovo War in 1999. It later served in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Libya. The Boeing B-52 Stratofortress is an American long-range subsonic jet-powered strategic bomber. The B-52 was designed and built by Boeing, which has continued to provide support and upgrades. It has been operated by the United States Air Force, USAF, since the 1950s. The bomber is capable of carrying up to 70,000 pounds of weapons and has a typical combat range of more than 8,800 miles without aerial refueling. Beginning with the successful contract bid in June 1946, the B-52 design evolved from a straight-wing aircraft powered by 6 turboprop engines to the final prototype YB-52 with 8 turbojet engines and swept wings. The B-52 took its maiden flight in April 1952. Built to carry nuclear weapons for Cold War-era deterrence missions, the B-52 Stratofortress replaced the Convair B-36. A veteran of several wars, the B-52 has dropped only conventional munitions in combat. The B-52's official name Stratofortress is rarely used. Informally, the aircraft has become commonly referred to as the Buff, Big Ugly Fat Fella. The McDonnell Douglas F-15 Eagle is an American twin-engine, all-weather tactical fighter aircraft designed by McDonnell Douglas, now Boeing. Following reviews of proposals, the United States Air Force selected McDonnell Douglas's design in 1967 to meet the service's need for a dedicated air superiority fighter. The Eagle first flew in July 1972 and entered service in 1976. It is among the most successful modern fighters, with over 100 victories and no losses in aerial combat, with the majority of the kills by the Israeli Air Force. The Eagle has been exported to Israel, Japan, and Saudi Arabia. The F-15 was originally envisioned as a pure air superiority aircraft. Its design included a secondary ground attack capability that was largely unused. The aircraft design proved flexible enough that an all-weather strike derivative, the F-15E Strike Eagle, an improved and enhanced version which was later developed, entered service in 1989 and has been exported to several nations. As of 2017, the aircraft is being produced in different variants with production to end in 2022. The General Dynamics F-16 Fighting Falcon is a single-engine supersonic multi-role fighter aircraft originally developed by General Dynamics. Its aviation unit is now part of Lockheed Martin for the United States Air Force, USAF. Designed as an air superiority day fighter, it evolved into a successful all-weather multi-role aircraft. Over 4,600 aircraft have been built since production was approved in 1976. Although no longer being purchased by the United States Air Force, improved versions are being built for export customers. In 1993, General Dynamics sold its aircraft manufacturing business to the Lockheed Corporation, which in turn became part of Lockheed Martin after a 1995 merger with Martin Marietta. The Fighting Falcon's key features include a frameless bubble canopy for better visibility, side-mounted control stick to ease control while maneuvering, an ejection seat reclined 30 degrees from vertical to reduce the effect of G-forces on the pilot, and the first use of a relaxed static stability / fly-by-wire flight control system which helps to make it an agile aircraft. The F-16 has an internal M61 Vulcan cannon and 11 locations for mounting weapons and other mission equipment. The F-16's official name is Fighting Falcon, but Viper is commonly used by its pilots and crews, due to a perceived resemblance to a Viper Snake as well as the colonial Viper starfighter on Battlestar Galactica which aired at the time the F-16 entered service. The Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor is a 5th generation, single-seat, twin-engine, all-weather stealth tactical fighter aircraft developed for the United States Air Force, USAF. The result of the USAF's Advanced Tactical Fighter, ATF, program. The aircraft was designed primarily as an air superiority fighter, but also has ground attack, electronic warfare, and signal intelligence capabilities. The prime contractor, Lockheed Martin, built most of the F-22's airframe and weapons systems, and conducted final assembly, while Boeing provided the wings, aft fuselage, avionics integration, and training systems. The aircraft was variously designated F-22 and F/A-22 before it formally entered service in December 2005 as the F-22A. Despite its protracted development and various operational issues, USAF officials consider the F-22 a critical component of the service's tactical air power. Its combination of stealth aerodynamic performance and situational awareness enable unprecedented air combat capabilities. Service officials had originally planned to buy a total of 750 ATFs. In 2009, the program was cut to 187 operational production aircraft due to high costs, a lack of clear air-to-air missions due to delays in Russian and Chinese fighter programs, a ban on exports, and development of the more versatile F-35. The last F-22 was delivered in 2012. The Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II is a family of single-seat, single-engine, all-weather, stealth, fifth-generation, multi-role combat aircraft, designed for ground attack and air superiority missions. It is built by Lockheed Martin and many subcontractors, including Northrop Grumman, Pratt & Whitney, and BAE Systems. The F-35 has three main models: the conventional takeoff and landing F-35A, the short takeoff and vertical landing F-35B, and the catapult-assisted, takeoff but arrested recovery, carrier-based F-35C. The F-35 descends from the Lockheed Martin X-35, the design that was awarded the Joint Strike Fighter program over the competing Boeing X-32. The official Lightning II name has proven deeply unpopular and USAF pilots have nicknamed it Panther instead. The F-35 first flew on the 15th of December 2006. In July 2015, the United States Marines declared its first squadron of F-35B fighters ready for deployment. However, the DoD-based durability testing indicated the service life of early production F-35B aircraft is well under the expected 8,000 flight hours, and maybe as low as 2,100 flight hours, and later aircraft include design changes, but service life testing has yet to occur. The United States Air Force declared its first squadron of F-35s ready for deployment in August 2016. The United States Navy declared its first F-35Cs ready in February 2019. In 2018, the F-35 made its combat debut with the Israeli Air Force. The US stated plan is to buy 2,663 F-35s, which will provide the bulk of the crewed tactical air power of the United States Air Force, Navy, and Marine Corps in coming decades. Deliveries of the F-35 for the US military are scheduled until 2037 with a projected service life up to 2070.